BJP side, but when it comes to his long-time ally, now the former long-time ally, the JDU has also waded in the G20 logo controversy. Slamming the BJP, they have been saying that there are several other symbols that represents India, but why exactly the Prime Minister decided to choose a lotus flower, which is often associated with the BJP? They are questioning the choice as the symbol used in the G20 symbol.
पता नहीं क्यों और किन परिस्थितियों में लोटस का चुनाव चिन्ह लागू किया गया है, ये बहुत ही हैरत करने वाली स्थिति है। लोटस चुनाव चिन्ह क्यों होना चाहिए? और चुनाव चिन्ह तो भारत के और भी बहुत है। शेर का चुनाव चिन्ह है, लायन है, रोरिंग लायन है, आपने संसद में लगाया है। हमारे स्तंभ हैं कई तरह के, उनका इस्तेमाल किया जा सकता है, लेकिन उनको खुद ही कंट्रोवर्सी इनवाइट करने और उसका रसास्वादन करने का शौक है।
Let me go across to Madhav joining us live with more details. Madhav, look at how the controversy is only exploding by the hour. The Prime Minister, of course, yesterday said that this is a symbol that brings the people of the country together. It brings the other countries and people across the world together, given the kind of challenges that the world is today facing. He sees hope in the symbol, but you have the Congress and the other opposition parties that have jumped in to say, no, this is just BJP bringing in its own lotus, its own party symbol to the G20 logo.
Well, at the root of the controversy is three very, very basic and very important facts. The fact is that the lotus is the national flower. The lotus is also happens to be the BJP symbol, and the lotus also has a huge amount of religious significance in terms of it being drawn as well as the own place that it has as far as the Hindu religion is concerned. But be that as it may, this entire controversy that has now in fact acquired the proportions of a huge fight between the BJP and the Congress, notwithstanding the exchange that Meghna took us through between Jairam Ramesh and Union Minister Hardeep Puri, but also the comments that have been coming in from Ajay Kumar, which many would say were not just uncharitable, but perhaps are something that even those within the opposition will have to think about before making, or will they actually agree with this kind of a comment, where he has compared the Bhartiya Janata Party to the army in Pakistan, which dictates and controls everything. Is that a fair comparison to make in the first place? Of course, we are seeing a war of words that is currently underway, with the BJP coming out to say that Lotus is the national flower. It has been so for a while now, and why is it that from the national flag to the national song, everything becomes controversial when it comes to the Congress party? The BJP, of course, making a huge political point over here as far as the various controversies that we've been seeing in recent days surrounding the national flag, surrounding, in fact, the Tiranga, as well as, of course, surrounding Vande Mataram and the national song. But the larger question is this. The opposition is asking a question as to whether the party symbol should be given a place at an international event like this. And the BJP, of course, perhaps is justified in saying, when it is the national flower, why is there anything wrong if that national flower is represented in a logo at a time when India has taken the presidency as far as the G20 is concerned?
Madhav, even previously we have seen that how the Congress and the opposition parties had raised their voice when the Prime Minister had unveiled the emblem, what had to start, put up on atop the Parliament, new Parliament building, and sitting there proudly. We are looking at how the controversy is now being taken forward, including the national flower of the country. Thank you very much, Madhav. Let's talk about the bigger picture here, exactly what is being put forth, because there is a massive dangal opening happening over the lotus. Perhaps one should also take a look when it comes to the world's largest Muslim population country, which is Indonesia's G20 presidency logo. There you can see, which has a gunungan. Now, this is the conical symbol that depicts a mythical mountain, which is predominantly a Hindu Buddhist temple. Interestingly, when it comes to Indonesia, which is a Muslim majority nation, which has no continuation when it comes to hailing the rich Indic traditions as well. Kritzwin, one also needs to note as far as the usage in its currency. Lord Ganesh is also there. That also finds a mention. So when Indonesia, a Muslim population country, can also take forth its culture, why is India hesitant as far as the opposition raising those questions?
Okay, let's understand why. We have Karan Verma, author, with us on this broadcast. Also with us is Kamruzaman Chaudhary, a Congress leader. Mr. Chaudhary, I want to begin by asking you the prime contention here, because a slew of Congress reactions have come in. The Prime Minister yesterday said, while decoding the G20 logo, how it symbolizes hope, how it symbolizes unity in tough times, in difficult times, and the challenges that not just our country but across the world people are facing. Why is it that we are looking at this kind of an unnecessary politics play out?
Well, first of all, this is an attempt, according to me, to project BJP as India. That has been going on over the last few years. We have all seen out here. So anybody speaking ill of the BJP or criticizing the BJP government's policies is naturally termed as anti-India or termed as Tukra gang. Even by the Prime Minister, we have said that a number of times. Now, projecting a particular party's logo as an international logo when India is represented does not mean that BJP is going to be represented. They should have avoided this use of this particular symbol, which I feel is a blatant attempt to recreate the monarchy days of our medieval ages, wherein every king or every dictator or every monarchy had a particular symbol which was emblem in every official documents, whether it is national or whether it was international. We are seeing a recreation of those monarchy days that is coming out here. That's why we call the entire the government of the BJP as a major.
No, but Mr. Chaudhary, when it comes to the Lotus, is it bigger than Indian traditions and being, just being associated with a political party? I mean, Karan Verma, if you look at the hand, you look at your hand every day. Do you associate it with a political party? You look at a lion or you look at even a tiger. Do you associate with the political party? What happens when you take a look at the broom, when you use a broom? Do you associate with a political party?
No, ma'am, you are confusing the things.
So the problem.
Karan Verma,
Can I answer?
The Lotus represents a political party of
Sir, Lotus also represents the Lotus
Lotus
temple
is
in
the
India.
national flower of India.
The Baha'i temple in India, in Delhi, sir, there are several Baha'i temples across the world.
Slumber, then perhaps you will realize that Lotus is also our national flower. And look, the irony is that a party that imposed emergency on this country and put lakhs of people in prison for no reason is talking about dictatorship and monarchy. Can you imagine the hypocrisy and irony?
No hiding the fact. This
Fact
is not
of the
hiding
matter
fact.
is,
The way you
Lotus
are
is the
supporting
national flower.
government,
Now,
the
can I
way
speak?
are
You'll have to silence
Mr.
him.
Chaudhary, hold on. Let Karan Verma have his say. We began by asking you the main contention and the problem that the Congress sees in this. Let him respond. Hold on, sir. Go ahead, Karan.
So I am saying that the party which imposed emergency is talking about dictatorship and crying wolf. Number one. Secondly, Lotus is the national flower of our country. And what better way to represent our culture when Ma Saraswati, Ma Lakshmi, they both are always Virajman on Lotus. Would we call that BJP's Lotus? No. That's a part of our culture. That represents our knowledge and prosperity. So at least allow us to celebrate our knowledge and prosperity. Show it to the world. And there are 7 petals which show the 7 musical notes of the universal language of music. And they also represent the 7 continents of the world. So I don't see a better representation of the G20 than the Lotus. And thirdly, Kamru Zaman is so rattled. I mean, Congress party, there is a reason why they are reduced to the political margins of this country. They see politics
When it comes
everywhere.
to the association, can we just narrow down to, an identity of a political party? Look at the bigger picture, Mr. Chaudhary. When it comes to the Lotus, it's the national flower of the country. Why not celebrate it with other countries as far as the G20 symbol is concerned? There is a meaning attached to it. That is what the BJP and the Prime Minister has been saying. Thank you, gentlemen, for taking out your time and speaking to us here on the broadcast. Let's quickly move on, get you a breaking update, what's coming across as far as Prime Minister who's just concluded his rally there in Kangra.